Hello my beautiful friends, and welcome back to another video. You saw from the title, I'm sure, we're discussing unconditional love and why saying that you love someone, if it's not unconditional, is not true love. And I have been basically researching this topic and meditating on it and living this, or trying to implement this to the best of my ability in my own life, by applying unconditional love to myself so that I can do the same thing for other people in my life. And let's get into this topic a little bit more deeply. So the first thing I want to touch on when it comes to unconditional love is the idea that, first of all, a lot of people believe that loving someone unconditionally means that we allow people to mistreat us. The reason why this is not true is because unconditional love starts with self. First, we have to love ourselves unconditionally in order to show up that way in relationships, in friendships, in family connections, and just with people in general. So for me personally, I had to really get to understand, what does unconditional love really mean? For me, unconditional love is being able to love yourself obviously with no conditions, meaning that no matter how you feel, no matter how you look, no matter what you've done in your past, you still love yourself. No matter what mistakes you've made, no matter what you think you are or aren't, you still love yourself. When you are able to fully embrace every single thing about who you are, everything that you think is a flaw, every mistake you've made, then you are able to view yourself through the eyes of unconditional love, or be able to view yourself through the eyes of Source, or the Divine, or God, because obviously life loves us unconditionally. So it is a very high frequency to be able to get yourself to a place where you can love yourself unconditionally, and then of course give that to the rest of the world. So that is the main reason I want to make this video, because it's going to allow you to live a much more peaceful life and be able to live with acceptance for yourself. And that is one thing that I can say I'm feeling a lot more than I've ever felt in my life, is a sense of self-acceptance and self-love. And there is nothing on this planet that feels better, in my opinion, because you can't buy your soul. You can't buy peace. You can't buy self-love. This is something that you have to experience and you have to go through in order to truly understand what it feels like and how liberating it is. Let's go into a little bit more detail on unconditional love. So once you are able to, first of all, forgive yourself for everything that you think you've done wrong in your past, you are able to embrace and accept all the things about yourself that you think aren't right or aren't perfect, because a lot of us live with this idealistic perception of how we should be, how we should show up, that we need to be perfect at everything, and we aren't allowed to make mistakes. And this is obviously a very distorted way to view ourselves, because it allows for no space for growth and learning, because realistically we're going to make little mistakes here and there, and mistakes aren't really mistakes. If you learn from them, they become lessons. So giving ourselves the space to make mistakes, if you can call it a mistake, and learn from those things, giving ourselves room to learn, to grow, to explore, and is going to allow you to be much more free in the way that you approach yourself and approach life. So once you've been able to reach at least a greater space of love for yourself, or you're on the path to unconditional love of self, which I don't know if I'm really fully there. I like to say that I'm constantly learning to love myself more and more every day. That is my intention. And I feel that now that I'm able to be much more forgiving with myself, I've noticed that that carries over into the relationships in my life. I've been able to forgive people from my past who have really hurt me and who I thought I would have to kind of force myself to forgive. But when you realize that you are the love and you are the compassion within yourself, you extend forgiveness in a way that isn't forced. It just comes naturally. You want to forgive the people in your life because you understand that everyone has done their best with what they know in the situation and the circumstance that they're in. And I know that this can be a very hard pill for some people to swallow, because all of us have gone through some extent of pain and trauma. And yes, there are going to be certain things that may be harder to forgive than others, but either way, in order to free yourself, you have to get to a place of forgiveness, because forgiveness is obviously for you. Forgiveness is for you, because if you don't forgive, you're carrying emotional pain that only hurts you and it doesn't hurt the other person. So being able to forgive other people in your life and recognize that everyone's doing their best, so that you can come from a place of unconditional love. No matter if a person makes a mistake, and seeing someone maybe do something that you don't agree with, you're still able to love them. But here's the differentiating factor. Just because you love someone unconditionally does not mean that they have to be in your life. This does not mean that you allow people to mistreat you, because you can love someone, and you can love someone unconditionally from a distance. If someone mistreats you, you have to love yourself and have that unconditional love for self to be able to create boundaries and to separate yourself from the people who don't love you and show you that love and respect. So there's the differentiating factor. Unconditional love is beautiful when it starts with self and you're able to apply it to self and then to other. Still being able to love people, even when they make mistakes, even when they've done terrible things to you, but make sure that there's a healthy separation if there needs to be one, so that you can still honor yourself and respect yourself. And the next thing I want to touch on is kind of how I see unconditional love show up in relationships. And no, I'm not perfect at this. I've had certain experiences that have shown me a little bit of what this looks like. In a relationship, obviously, a lot of people choose to get in relationships with another person, another partner, because they feel deficient in some way. They feel that they need some sort of love from another person. And the problem with this is we enter in relationships and into partnerships where we are seeking to get something from the other person. The problem with this is when that other person doesn't give that to us, there becomes resentment, anger, and some sort of letdown of expectations, because we went into it with an expectation of getting something from the other person. I believe that love is giving. And in order to enter into a partnership and have it be healthy, you enter with the knowingness that I'm full and complete. The love that I seek is within me, and because I love myself unconditionally, I am now ready to enter into partnerships, into relationships, with the knowingness that I am the one that has to give the love to myself. And no, too, this doesn't mean that you're going to forever be alone and never receive love from people, but you're always going to be mirrored back the love that you give to yourself. So when you love yourself unconditionally, now everyone in your life is going to mirror back to you those feelings and that love. And if they don't, you now know how to set boundaries, to still love and to forgive, so that you can still experience love and the most high frequency love in your life. So obviously when you are now entering a partnership with this knowing, the knowing that I am full, I am complete, and I'm entering this commitment, this partnership, this relationship in a way that allows me to give love to this other person. Because if two people are entering a relationship with the knowingness that I am here to give to you and you are here to give to me, now we have this beautiful connection of realizing that we're both whole on our own and we are here to add to each other's lives. How much more beautiful would a connection and a partnership be if we came into union, if we came into partnerships and marriages in a way where we're ready to give love to the other person without the expectations. Now we're able to unconditionally love the other person, being able to give to them no matter what we would have perceived in the past as flaws or something that's wrong with the other person. We're able to give to them because love is a verb. Love is giving to that other person. And then we don't forget our love for self. We remember that we also love ourselves unconditionally, meaning we have our boundaries. We are allowing ourselves to only receive the love that we know we deserve within ourselves. Meaning if you are out in the world and someone isn't treating you right, you know that that person is not for you because they're not respecting and honoring you like you do. That is how you can know if someone is for you or not. Are they able to match the love that you give to yourself? Are they able to love you just the way you are? Because every single person out there deserves that. And that is why we have to start with self, being able to cultivate love within self, and then we can match with a partner. Not find someone because we think we need love and then try to work on ourselves, because what if you get to a place of self-love and now you don't match with that person anymore? And now we have to go through heartbreak and pain. That doesn't mean that if you're in a partnership right now or in a relationship, you should just break up. A lot of people choose to grow together. That's amazing as well. What I'm saying is, if you're out there right now and you're single and you feel like you need someone else, maybe try to reframe the way that you're thinking. Ask yourself, maybe I can take a different route. Maybe I can choose to love myself more instead of thinking that I need that from someone else. And these are just all things that have really helped me change my perspective around partnerships, around self-love, around unconditional love. Why I believe unconditional love really is the key to happiness in all areas of our life. And I would love to make more videos like this because it's something I really love, I'm really passionate about, and I hope that this can bring some light and some love into your life, some awareness. And if you're interested in any coaching with me, my information is in the description box below. I would love to have you guys be a part of the family. I want to continue to grow this so that we can inspire each other and help each other grow on this path here. And I really appreciate you guys for watching the video. Please give it a like, it supports my channel and helps me grow, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.